High in the Ozark Mountains of northern Arkansas, winter never truly ends. It only changes shape. The snow hasn't fully melted, yet the mist from the deep forest is already creeping across the ridges, wrapping the hills in a damp, ghostly haze. Down below, movement stirs. The forests breathe heavy, because the invaders have returned. Feral hogs, relentless and cunning, are spreading once again, pouring down from the ridgelines into the valleys, tearing through fields of young corn and tender sweet potatoes just beginning to sprout. They don't fear the snow, they don't slow for the mud, and they never stop. Where they go, the earth breaks open, roots torn, soil overturned, silence shattered. From the frozen slopes of the north to the rain-soaked woods of the southern lowlands, a new operation is underway. Hunters rise before dawn, their breath turning to fog in the frigid air. They move with precision, rifles steady, dogs eager, GPS units glowing dimly in the dark. Every step, every sound, every whisper of the wind could mean the difference between success and chaos. But this isn't sport. This is a counteroffensive, a fight to stop an enemy that multiplies faster than nature can recover. The mission isn't about conquest, it's about control, about protecting the land before the herds tear through another season, before the forest floors are ripped apart, before disease spreads through mud and water alike. Out here, the battlefield stretches across two worlds, snow and forest, cold and chaos. The hunters stand between them, not as conquerors, but as guardians, determined to reclaim what's being lost, inch by inch, valley by valley. This is NEO Farm, and this is Operation Ozark, where man and nature meet in the silence of winter, not to destroy, but to defend the balance that keeps this wild land alive. Deep within the forest where silence once ruled and moonlight filtered softly through the pines, the ground began to tremble. At first it was faint, a dull vibration, almost like a heartbeat beneath the soil. Then came the sounds, claws raking against roots, the crack of branches snapping, the low grunts echoing between the trees. The scent of damp earth mixed with rot rose into the night air. It wasn't a storm, it wasn't a predator, it was something far worse. A moving force of destruction. They came like shadows, feral hogs, hundreds strong, pushing through the undergrowth with ruthless hunger. Their tusks carved through roots and saplings. Their hooves churned the soil into chaos. Hillsides collapsed where they rooted too deep. Streams turned brown with mud, and once lush clearings became wastelands of broken ground. Every inch of forest they touched bore the mark of ruin. People tried everything to stop them. Barbed wire fences that were torn apart, traps that caught only a few while the rest learned and avoided them, repellents, and ultrasonic devices that promised miracles but delivered only brief pauses. Nothing held for long. These creatures were smart, terrifyingly smart. They learned, they adapted, and they bred faster than anyone could respond. One sow could birth 2 litters a year, a dozen piglets each time. Multiply that by thousands, and soon the land itself began to lose its balance. The forest was slipping away, not with a crash, but with a slow, relentless unraveling. So the hunters came, not as thrill seekers, but as guardians. They brought night vision scopes, GPS trackers, thermal drones, and a kind of patience forged from necessity. Each one knew the truth. This wasn't about domination, it was about restoration. They weren't there to kill for sport. They were there to take back the land, to restore the rhythm of nature before it was too late. This was no ordinary hunt. This was a reclamation. Dawn breaks over the frozen wilderness. The hunting crew arrives in silence, breath steaming in the icy air. Before them stretches a vast forest, blanketed in snow so deep it swallows sound itself. This is no ordinary woodland. It's a fortress of frost and the perfect hiding ground for giants. Far across the ridge, movement stirs, dark shapes weaving through the white expanse. Dozens, no, hundreds of them. Wild boars, massive and relentless, carving trails through the snow like living shadows. Their sheer number sends a chill deeper than the cold itself. It's an unsettling sight, nature's quiet beauty standing in stark contrast to the chaos it conceals. Beneath the peaceful surface of the mountain, danger breathes, the kind that tests courage, patience, and instinct, all in the same heartbeat. This is the battlefield few ever see, a place where every step could change the balance between man and the wild. The silence of the mountain shattered. Echo after echo rolled through the frozen air. Each sound wasn't just a shot, it was a statement of defense. Alex and his crew were out there not for sport, but for balance. Boar, holding the line against a force that nature itself seemed to have lost control over. All around them, chaos unfolded. The wild boars scattered in every direction, carving deep trenches through the snow as they fled into the mist. These weren't ordinary animals. They were the architects of destruction, capable of reshaping entire landscapes with their hooves and hunger. You see, Alex isn't new to this. He's been tracking and managing wild boars for over 15 years, long enough to know every sound, every track, every trick they pull to survive. But today was different. Today even he was stunned. The sheer size of these beasts, the force of their movement, it was something out of a nightmare. Later, he would explain that herds like this are one of the main reasons the mountain slopes here have begun to collapse. The soil torn apart by constant rooting, the trees unable to hold their ground. What begins as a few animals digging for food ends as an avalanche of destruction. Silent, steady, and unstoppable. Out here, every echo means more than noise. It's a message that nature's balance must be protected before it disappears completely. When winter blankets the mountains and forests in sheets of white, most creatures choose to hide, to sleep through the cold, waiting for spring's return. But there's one species that never hibernates, the wild boar. They keep moving, foraging, and destroying, becoming a silent threat to the mountain ecosystem during the freezing months. Wild boars have a habit of digging through soil to find roots, bulbs, or grubs. And when the ground is frozen, they must dig deeper and harder to survive. Those powerful tusks and hooves tear apart the soil's structure, uproot trees, and leave mountain slopes unable to hold water or resist erosion. When the snow melts or the rain comes, landslides and mud flows follow easily, especially in steep or sparsely forested areas. Not only that, the churned up soil gradually loses its natural nutrients, making it harder for forests to recover and weakening the vegetation season after season. During winter, when food is scarce, wild boars eat anything they can find, from young roots, seeds, mushrooms, even bird eggs or hibernating animals. This leaves many native species without food, breaking the ecological balance and severely reducing mountain biodiversity. They also compete directly with deer, elk, and other grazing animals, forcing native wildlife to retreat further into the shrinking wilderness. As the snow thickens and the forests run out of food, herds of wild boars move closer to villages, farms, and livestock barns. They plow up fields, smash fences, flip feed bins, and dig through orchards, causing serious damage to farmers in the highlands. And it's not just destruction. They can also threaten human safety, especially when hungry or cornered. At such times, wild boars become aggressive and fearless, attacking anything that stands in their way. Alongside the physical destruction comes an equally dangerous biological threat. Wild boars are known carriers of deadly diseases such as African swine fever, ASF, leptospirosis, pleuropneumonia, and various intestinal parasites. Just one contact with shared water sources, grazing lands, or livestock pens can spread infection to farm animals, and sometimes even to humans. In the cold, viruses survive longer, making disease control nearly impossible. Even around mountain streams and frozen lakes, the presence of wild boars is unmistakable. They dig along the banks in search of water or food, muddying the water, breaking the natural ice layer, and disrupting fish and aquatic species that depend on cold, clean habitats. When the vegetation along the streams is uprooted, melting snow runs faster, washing away soil and rocks, leading to severe erosion in the lower valleys. Most alarming of all, wild boars breed year-round. With few natural predators, their population can double within just a few months. A single sow can give birth to 2 litters a year, each with 5 to 10 piglets, enough to turn a peaceful forest into a wasteland in just one winter. In the cold stillness of winter, when nature seems to sleep, a quiet battle continues. A battle between humankind and the beast that makes the mountains groan. The wild boar, once a symbol of primal strength, now stands as a question mark over the balance that nature once held sacred.
Ağacın arkasına çıkıyor şimdi sen. Yukarıda. Oynuyor şimdi.
From the snow-blanketed hills of the north to the mist-laden rainforests of the south, every step we take, every heartbeat today is more than just an act. It's a solemn vow. We will not yield to invasive forces, nor stand idle while the earth calls for help. Every mission we embark on, every campaign we fight, is a piece of a much greater purpose. To defend our harvests, to protect our rivers, to restore the fragile balance of nature that humanity once took for granted. Because every inch of soil, every tree root, every living creature tells part of the same story. The story of survival, responsibility, and redemption. Today's operation may have come to an end, but the battle itself continues. In every forest, every valley, and every whisper of the wind. Eneo Farm. We will not stop. We will keep moving through snow and sun, through silence and storm, answering nature's call wherever it leads. If you believe this earth deserves to heal, if you believe the future belongs to those who act, then like, comment, and subscribe to stand beside us. Because only when humanity stands with nature can we truly protect life itself.
Good size. Oh,
Yep, that's 170. Easy. Yeah.